Yo, what's up, Scoop Nation? Welcome back, and if this is your first time, please like and subscribe. We upload videos on Dragonball Super card game every other day at 10:30 a.m. and have lots of information to share like meta deck profiles, matches, and box openings. So let's get in today's video. We're starting a new thing for y'all. We're going to call these local Saturdays, where every Saturday we're going to post the first place deck. So actually, this Saturday, a launch actually ended up winning first place, but he's going to be taking it to the PPG event tomorrow, which will be Sunday, the day I post this, and he didn't want to really release that info yet. I'm going to be taking this deck Sunday too, but YOLO. So I actually got second place at the tournament, so close enough. So anyways, we'll just go ahead and get right into it. This is the Babidi and Prince of Destruction Vegeta Mightiest Majin. Alright, so on the front he has Overlord. You can bottom a serve and draw a card, and then when he swings you can add one card from your life to your hand, draw one card, and this card gets 5,000 power and double strike. And also remember, when your life is at 5 or less, you get to switch up to 2 your energy to active mode. Really important. Sometimes you have to get down to 5 just to awaken, and you want to awaken at 5, and at least now you can. It's a nice little tech, just remember, so you don't have to wait till 4. On the front, he also has Overlord, and once per turn, you can activate main, draw a card from your life to your hand, and then just go ahead and draw one. So I personally always like to take the life on this side, swing, right? Because you swing from drawing, and then and always activate Servant before you awaken. So you can get Servant on both sides. So he draws 3 on this side pretty much. Once from Servant, 1 from your life, and 1 from your deck. And then on this side, you get to draw 2 again, 1 from your life and 1 from your deck, and again from Servant. So you're drawing a lot of cards, because the whole goal of this deck is to kill by turn 2. And then he gets double strike, 1 card from life, 1 card from your deck, and then he gets +5 double strike. And then once per turn, for 1 green, you get to look at the bottom of your deck. If it's a Vegeta card and the energy cost of 3 or less in Servant, you play it. So busted. We run the super combo that bottoms it to the bottom of the deck. That way you guarantee for 1 energy you're going to get it. No luck in this deck. The numbers are built perfect. So first, we're going to start out with Majin Quickening. So this deck literally runs off of this. We run 3 just in case if 2's in your life. You cannot play this deck if this is not on your field. So every time you take a life, it doesn't matter, crit, double strike, whatever, you take the top 2 cards of your life, put them under this card, and then when you're at 4, you get to activate main and play a 3-drop Majin Buu from your deck for free. Next up, we run 4 Babidi Evil Mind Snatcher. So Babidi Evil Mind Snatcher lets you grab Majin Quickening for 1 energy. So when you play this guy, you get to play 1 Majin Quickening from your deck. So she's usually a good card to make sure you have turn 1 or Majin Quickening. But she's also got an auto that you can look at the 7 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 Vegeta card with Servant skill among them to your hand. So she's even useful late game too, which is really good. So mandatory 4 of. Next up, we run 2 Hatch. This is the best turn 1 card you can have. He for 1 energy, you pitch him to the discard, and then you get to play your Babidi Evil Wizard, right? And then Babidi Evil Wizard will grab you out Majin Quickening. So this thins out 2 cards out of your deck for 1. So this is the best turn 1. So why wouldn't we run more of this and less of the Babidi? Because Babidi's green and she's more useful late game. So putting Babidi down to 3 and Hatch up to 3 would be pointless, because if I end up drawing some, then Hatch is going to become useless. So it's better to have 2 Hatch, 4 Babidi, and 3 Majin Quickening. Best ratios. Alright. Now, these are the Majins that you'll be summoning off of Majin Quickening. We run 3 different variations in the deck, all at 2. So the first guy, all he does is a 20k beater, and then they all are 20k beaters. And then when this card is played, you get to look through your deck, get a 7 or less Majin Buu or Majin from your hand, or your deck to your hand, and shuffle it. Blah, blah, I'm so sorry. Blah. So anyways, he's usually my favorite one to play, because most people on turn 2 when you're killing are not going to have a unison out. So this is the second one we run 2 of. He has Barrier, which is maybe important if they're trying to counterplay Frieza you. And then choose up to one of your opponent's useless cards and remove a marker from it. So it's useful. That's why it's in here. You never know what situation you're going to need. This is the one I use second most often. It has Deflect. This one's good against blue. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So you can KO anything that's on their field. If they're trying to like play defense and have a blocker, you can just get rid of it. And then we run 4 of. This is a very, very card you need to see opening hand. It's the 3-star ball. Basically, you go ahead, you swing with one of these, any of the 3, right? Hopefully they take it. Don't combo, it doesn't really matter. Everything you're swinging for is 20. You don't really need to buff it until it's like the last couple swings. And then 3-star ball lets you put it on top of the card. You switch it to active mode, and then you get to go into your deck for a 5-drop. So we run Majin Buu Dark Parasite. He just has Deflect, so really make sure they don't have a counterplay Frieza Alive. You do not want to get popped off this. That would suck. So he does nothing in our deck because we don't run a Unison. But if you did run a Unison, he choose up to one of your opponent's Unison cards, remove a marker from it, then choose one of your, then your opponent chooses one card from their hand and one of their battle cards and places it on his drop area. So again, none of that matters because we don't run a Unison. He's literally just the step stool for our next card, where we run 4 Majin Buu Royal Absorption. I was running this card at 3 just because, especially with this guy, there's really no need to like, you can get it for free, but I'd always rather blow up someone's card instead. And even then, why not just play this anyways and get another one? The deck had to be at 50 and I don't want to put like too many BS cards just to fill up the deck. So this was, it's either really was up to upping this guy or upping the Bell mod, and I thought he would be better. So anyways, he's a 4 of. What he does is he's a double strike dual attack 25k that you for 1 energy evolve on top of a 5-drop Majin Buu Xeno. And then when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you play up to 1 green Majin Buu card with energy cost of 3 from your drop area, and you get 1 Dark Dragon Ball back from your drop area to your hand. So pretty much when this guy dies by a skill, you get to bring out a whole nother 7-drop again for 1 energy. So literally getting rid of that guy is pretty much impossible unless they swing into him. Then this is your best turn 1 or turn 2 because you want to start hitting him for low double strike. So this guy, you take a life when he plays, you double strike, and then remember when I said on the front, he's going to be the guy that you're going to servant away. So on turn 2, you play him, swing, servant him to the bottom, make sure you draw a card, because now this guy will technically be an untapped 2 draw 1 leader, which is fantastic. We run 4 of him. He's really good, especially for the secret rare we run in this deck, because he gets us to go down to 1. Spoiler alert, it's going to be Broly. So we run 4 of him. Fantastic card. Then next, 3 Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Life and Death. He is a double strike servant that once per turn when your opponent activates a counter skill, you get to switch this card to active mode. We run 3, and he is the Vegeta that you'll be playing for 1 off of your leader skill. So every turn, you literally for 1 energy, you play him, swing. Always make sure you swing with him first. That way if your opponent ends up countering later, you can switch him to active mode. And then at the end of the turn, if for some reason that you're always going to kill him turn 2, but if you don't, you can at least bottom this guy and draw a card and pray for defense. Then, of course, we go ahead and run 4 of the Great Simon Vanquisher of Villainy super combos. So this guy lets us get 10,000 when we're at 4 or less, and then we can choose 1 card in our hand, place it at the bottom of your deck if you do draw 2. So, of course, our target is this guy. That way we can play him off the leader for 1 energy. So busted. This is a 30k double strike for 1 energy. I literally don't understand how they let such a broken deck be made. The aggro is just so rampant. Then we run Bardock Awakened Instincts, so we're trying to make sure we get the balls and stuff so we can go up into the 5-drop. So if you didn't see it, this card will help you draw 2 cards, and then even late game you're looking for like Bell mod sometimes, or even your secret rare. So this guy's just a really good free aggro, and then draw 2. Like, why would you not? So 3. And next we run 3 Bell mod Double Devastation. I was literally running this in the tournament, And my life would have been so much easier if I had a fourth one, because for some reason I was not seeing this guy. And I had the secret rare every single game, just I would actually not see a Belmod, which was just pissing me off. Probably why I didn't get first. But anyways, so this is how we cheat out our secret rare. So he says choose 3 of your battle cards and place them in their owner's drop area. Play this card from your hand. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So basically what we're trying to do with this guy is we're trying to KO our 7-drop. That way we can go up into our secret rare. I'm going to leave this here because I'll show you that when we get to it. Next up, we run 3's Cells, Earth Destroying Kamehameha. It's just so busted in this deck. You're going to have like 4 energy on your kill turn, and then this guy just says, hey, make anything you're swinging with like 40k, double strike, and rip a card out of their hand. I've literally won games just because of this card, because they can't out combo this, so it's just amazing. And then we run 2 Dormant in the main, just because, you know, some people are going to figure out how to like stop this deck, maybe with like Protector of the People. Topo doesn't really stop this deck, and even Dormant Potential really only buys the other person a turn, so we got to ensure that we can buy ourselves a turn to make sure we kill them next turn. So 2, and then we run a 1 of Tech Shocking Deathball. You still never know when you're going to need it. It's always nice to have a negate. We're always trying to kill, so that's why it's only at 1. But last up, the card we've been talking about all day, Broly, Ultimate Agent of Destruction. So he's a double strike dual attack. When one of your green battle cards with energy cost of 7 or more is removed from a battle area by a skill or KO'd, activate the skill. You choose all cards other than this card in your hand and place them in your drop area. And if you do, play this card from your hand. So again, how this works, the 7 drops your target. And then you're always going to have like some little knickknacks on the field. Like usually it's going to be a Babidi and let's say a Bardock, right? So these will be the 3 cards on your field, right? Swing, swing, swing. You apply as much pressure. Always make sure you get rid of all the cards in your hand before you go for the Belmod play, because God, you're going to hate yourself if you get rid of combo power for no reason. So you blow these 3 up with Belmod, right? So Belmod plays, then you get to activate the Broly effect, where you discard all your cards from your hand and you play this guy for free. And then it is so easy to get his auto. His auto says when this card attacks, if your life is at 1 and your opponent chooses all the cards in their hand and places them in their drop area. So even if they negate, it does not matter. You still will get to swing another double strike at them, and it's going to be game. No one's going to be able to combo out with no cards 40k. So it is just so busted, so busted. This card, I'm telling you, it's not even like, oh, maybe you'll get it off. You will get this off every game. It is so easy. You draw through your whole deck. It's beautiful. All right, so now we'll go ahead and show you the sideboard. I run 2 Dormant. You never know. People like to figure out how to stall your deck. Koitsukai, it's good just because counterplay, like I said, that your 5-drop is vulnerable, so if they figure that out, you got to be able to make sure they stop that nonsense. And then also it's good because you can bottom 2 cards and draw 2, like if you don't see your balls or something. I even had it mainboarded at one point. This Red Broly, I mean, you beat Red Broly if you go first, but if they have Violent Rays, it's going to be a problem, so why not just make sure you have all the help you can get. And then the Spice. So this right here is the new way to play this. And shout out to Rory. This deck is actually his. Yeah, he's a guy from our card shop. So anyways, what he does is, instead of going up into the 5-drop, let me just 1 sec, grab it for you so you can see it. So instead of going up into the 5-drop, right, with the ball, he goes into the 4-drop. Now the 4-drop says when this card is played, you get to look up to 7 cards from the top of your deck and play up to 1 Dark Broly card with energy cost of 9 or less, or up to 1 non-black battle card with Xeno in its character name and energy cost of 9 or less. Then you shuffle your deck. So then you have 2 targets. You can either play your 7-drop, right? So basically, instead of now having 1 card on your field, if you had evolved on top of the 5-drop, you're going to get the 7-drop and you're going to get the 4-drop. And then this guy says when he's in rest mode, your opponent's attacks leader cards they choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. I'm so sorry why I cannot speak English today. But anyway, so he's one of the targets that this Majin Buu can get. But when we side him in, we're going to also side in our Lord Slug Out of Control. So Lord Slug Out of Control says he's a triple strike, and when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack leader cards or unison cards. So this makes it where your deck, because if you can't kill them turn 2, your defense game better be strong. So this is going to ensure that you will survive the next turn. A 25k that they have to go through, and then a 20k that they have to go through before they can get to your leader. Great defense. Like, Roy really thought of it all. And then when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you get to play up to 1 Lord Slug card with an energy cost of 3 from your drop area, then add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball card from your drop area to your hand. So we don't run a Lord Slug, so hopefully he doesn't die. But yeah. And then the last card we run for tech is Piccolo Jr. Arena Wrecker. So this is for like Invoker, just to get rid of their field spell, or if we run the Mirror. So yeah. And then also so this is my actual sideboard, but I'll give you some tech. Rory was actually running this Majin Buu incarnation of Demonic Evil instead of the Secret Rare. So if you guys wanted to put that package in, I would recommend, so this package is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, right? So if you wanted to run this instead, you can't run a Secret Rare in your sideboard. So take him out, take the 3 Bell Mobs out, and then of course you take out, where is it? 1 sec, I'm looking for the card. Oh, and then you take out the 3 of these 5-drop Majin Buus. So that would be all the cards right here for this package, and you can run pretty much a completely new deck that no one would expect. It just really depends on what you guys like, this Secret Rare or this Secret Rare. So, but it's just so busted. This guy has a counter, so if they try to dorm at you or something, you negate that counter, and then he's a double strike for free. well, for 3 energy actually, but still so busted. But anyways, that will be it for our deck profile. We got 2nd place at our locals. Again, this is Babidi and Prince of Destruction and Vegeta. So that's it for this one, Scoop Nation. If you enjoyed what you saw, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It means everything to us. And go ahead and comment what you'd like to see us make videos on in the future. See you on the next one. Peace.
I'm just gonna work, that is my motive. I'm not gonna stop, this is my moment. I'm not gonna quit, that is a weakness. I'm just gonna execute, that is my